Well, it's a skill you might think your kids don't need to learn. With all the gaming and the texting and the smartphoning, digital literacy seems like second nature to our kids. But a new national study on STEM education shows there are gaps in learning. Here to explain the disconnect is STEM education expert and president of Actua, Jennifer Flanagan, and a 10-year-old coder, Sarah Munro. Welcome to Your Morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, first of all, for people who haven't heard the term STEM before, what does it stand for?
So it stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. So this study that we're talking about this morning focuses on the technology part, so the digital skills part.
And some people might think these are subjects that are already taught in class.
Right.
What does STEM in particular focus on that's different than the regular curriculum?
It's similar to what is happening inside of schools. But in this case in particular, we're looking at the broad, how the combination of all of those skills come together. And it's really a lens on the world that we want kids to have. We want them to understand how their world is functioning.
When you talk to, people who do headhunting and job seeking, they say jobs of the future need this kind of literacy, but we don't often see Canadian numbers that show us that. So what surprised you about the findings of the study?
So this is a really first of its kind study in Canada. So as you mentioned, we know that youth are amazing users of technology. Anyone that has kids knows that they're using that tech.
You can't get them to put it down.
That's right. But what we knew less about is their attitudes and confidence about these fields. So we went out and asked them how they felt about it. So we wanted to know how they felt about careers. We wanted to know how they felt about opportunities that they have in front of them. And the good news is that Canadian youth are recognizing that digital skills are essential for them to be employed in the future. And they want more opportunities to learn digital skills. The not so good news is that they don't have the kinds of opportunities that they're looking for. So there's a gap in opportunity.
Why the gap? Because, there are parents who can get their kids into classes.
That's
I
right.
have my kids in coding classes,
Yes.
but why isn't it offered in school?
So the survey told us that only 1 in 3 kids have coding and programming available to them at school. So there simply isn't formal curriculum happening inside of schools right now. And only 1 in 10 kids had the opportunity to participate outside of school in these types of programs. So we know that gap needs to be filled in. And that's the work that Actua is doing across the country to deliver camps and workshops and clubs so that kids can have this experience and develop the skills that we know are going to be essential for the future.
It's interesting when you look at the numbers, too, around gender when it comes
Yes.
to kids and even signing up for these programs.
Yes.
You see that reflected all the way in, major corporations and big tech.
Absolutely.
There's a lot more males than there are females in that line of work. And right now, 14% of girls were more likely than boys to characterize coding as difficult. That is until they try it.
That's right.
And right now, only 28% of girls saying they are confident in their digital skills.
So what this survey showed us is that vast underrepresentation that we see of women in tech is happening all the way back to 12 to 18-year-olds. And we actually know that it's happening earlier. So we need to pay attention to that gap. We know that girls are saying that they're far less confident in their skills in technology than boys, and boys are twice as likely to say that they are interested in careers in the future in this area. And we know that needs to change. What this survey is demonstrating is that it needs to change a lot earlier than what we originally thought.
As a parent, I've done lots of reading on, jobs of the future. You need to have coding, you need to have digital literacy, but I don't actually know what kind of jobs I'm training my kids for.
Well, essentially, you're training your kids for every job. So those digital skills, this is not just about having more coders or computer scientists. This is a recognition that every single area and career is going to require a backing in technical skills. So you're preparing your kids to be resilient and to be adaptable to careers that we don't even know that exist yet.
All right, Sarah, you're one of those number of girls who decided to jump right into coding, but were you scared at first?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, what were you nervous about?
Well, I was afraid I wouldn't be able to do it or it'd be too difficult for me.
And what did you find when you started coding?
It was really fun and I noticed that I could do a whole bunch of different things with it.
All right, let's show people some of the different things that you are able to do. I'm going to take this little piece of technology. What's it called?
This is called a microbit.
A microbit. And basically, you've programmed it to do what?
To see, all it knows is angles.
Yeah.
And with coding, it knows that different angles mean different directions.
Right, so it's a bit like a digital compass.
Yeah.
All right, so you've programmed, right now, if we take a look, it says N for north. And then I want to take a look at your screen. What you've put in are directions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so everything in that colored font there, that's all like coding?
Yeah.
And you've trained it to do this. So if I show you this, it says north. And then if I change my angle and I come over here, wait. I might have it flipped upside down. There, east. See? You see that as east? And this is all stuff that you've programmed it to be able to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the other camera. Watch. See? Isn't that cool? Yeah. All right, so if I'm one of those parents saying, I want to have a coder like Sarah who can program something like this, what do they need to do?
So we need parents speaking up and advocating for more coding curriculum inside of schools, but we also really encourage parents to get their kids into coding camps and workshops, actual offers, programs like that in communities right across the country. So that is really important, and it can start very young.
Sarah, I'm going to give the last word to you. What would you say to any girls who may be nervous about wanting to get into coding?
Well, it's really fun once you know how to do it, and you can do a whole bunch of different things, and it's really interesting.
I'm going to try to learn this from you too. Sarah, thank you so much, both of you, for being here.